Hello! It's time for another video. Yay, another video. So this is Khan Academy Use Arithmetic Sequence Formulas. And I've brought the vocab into this presentation from our last presentation, the thing I called Khan Academy number 5, Extending Arithmetic Sequences. So just as a review, a sequence is an ordered list of numbers. So I'll make an ordered list of numbers right now as an example. I could start with any number I wanted to, like 7, and then I can order it. So I'll just maybe add 5 every time. 12 plus 5, 17 plus 5, 22 plus 5, 27, blah, blah, blah. And then we would have a sequence. This is an arithmetic sequence because it is made by adding or subtracting the same number each time. So you'll notice that I have just chosen this plus 5 to make this ordered list of numbers arithmetic. The common difference is the number that is repeatedly added or subtracted. So in this situation, the common difference is 5. Okay, so there's a review of our 3 necessary vocabulary words. And now let's get into 2 example problems, just to show you the 2 types of problems that are on this particular Khan Academy. I'll then go to another page and do 2 of the first, go to another page, do 2 of the second. So you'll see both of them here quickly, and then you'll see a couple more examples. I think Khan is asking you to do 7 of these. That's a lot. Okay, so let's look at some of the symbols that we have here. This is like function notation, and so this is read A of n, just like we would have in previous classes, something that would look like this, f of x. That is our function notation. We're using that here. So A of n equals -5 plus 6 times the quantity n minus 1. Find the 12th terms in the sequence. Now that can be very difficult unless we understand that it's really just like order of operations, kind of a PEMDAS problem. We just have to be able to identify what these pieces are. So we're going to decode it right now. This little piece right here says, I want the term before. And I know that sounds weird, but in this situation up here, if we think about n as being the third term, then you might be able to agree with me then that n minus 1 would not be the third term. If this were our nth term, then our n minus 1 term would be our second term. So this little piece right here is math nerd code. That means the term before the one you want. So this says find the 12th term in the sequence. So what do we put in n minus 1? We're not putting a 12, we're putting the one before 12. This right here is saying look down at this term, n, and use the one before it. So I'm going to use 11 here. Now, once you have figured out that little bit of code, it's not hard. It's just order of operations. Because now I have this. I'm going to use my function notation again. I have this a of my n number is 12 here. So a of 12 equals -5 plus 6 times n minus 1, the one before it, 11. Okay, so what is order of operations telling us to do here? Well, we've done this many times together, you and I. But let's go ahead and just recall that in order of operations, we have parentheses, exponents and radicals, multiply and divide, add and subtract from left to right. So we're going to do our multiplication and division first. That's going to be this 6 times 11 is 66. So I'll rewrite -5 plus 66. And then we will move on to addition and subtraction. -5 plus 66, I believe, is 61. So our answer would be 61. Okay, so going back and looking at this one, The main idea is to understand how to break the code of what does that n minus 1 mean. And again, that n minus 1 is just trying to explain to you that this term is n, and n minus 1 is just the number before n. 12 minus 1 is 11. That's it. Then you're down to PEMDAS, so not so bad. All right, this style of problem, a little bit trickier. And there's a couple of ways to think about it. There's a couple of ways to do it. I'm always going to show you the easiest way. When it gets to be more difficult, I'll show you a more difficult method. But as long as it's easy, we're going to stick with easy. Okay, so this says b of 1 equals -7. Now, they're changing our a to a b. It's just like changing our function f of x to g of x. They're just changing the letter of the sequence. Why? I don't know, because they want to be confusing. So this is the first term. So I'm going to first of all translate this up into this table here. B of 1 simply means the first term. And there's telling us that the first term of the sequence is -7. So I'm just writing -7 here. Okay, I'm going to use this table to solve this problem. Then it says b of n is b of n minus 1 plus 12. Okay, find the fourth term of the sequence. So this b of n minus 1 right here is a little bit like this n minus 1, but it's saying the term. So b of n, the arithmetic sequence formula, means that you take the term before it, that's this, and then you add 12. So I'm going to start building the arithmetic sequence here. I'm going to take the term before it and add 12. Here's my first term. My second term, this is where I'm at, is this thing, the term before it, plus 12. So I am learning that that plus 12 is actually my common difference. That this number right here is this thing, the repeated addition or subtraction. So this says take the previous term and add 12. Well, -7 plus 12 is 5. I'm really good at mental math. You can use a calculator if you want. I'm going to go ahead and go again. I'm going to take the previous term and add 12. 5 plus 12 is 17. We're looking for the fourth term, so I have to do it one more time. I'm going to add 12 one more time, and 17 plus 12 is 29. The question was, find the fourth term in the sequence, and I found it. It's 29. So a little bit harder. I actually had to build the arithmetic sequence all the way up to the term that they wanted to in order to do this. Are there other ways to do the first style of problem? Yes. Are there other ways to do the second? Still yes. I'll show you the easiest way possible each time, and if it becomes a more difficult problem, we'll use a more difficult method. All right, so two more of this style of problem coming up. I'm going to solve two of these, this one and this one. And then, especially if you're fast forwarding through the video, I'll do two of these style problems over here and here. And then the video will be over. Okay, so, oh, my head's too big again. Okay, let's go ahead and look at this problem first. It says b of n equals -8 minus 2 times the quantity n minus 1. Find the ninth term of the sequence. All right, this table up here doesn't even go all the way up to 9. It only goes up to the fifth term. So it really wouldn't be of value to us. However, I want you to remember that you could always use this kind of table to build your arithmetic sequence. I'm not going to do that now, but I could do that during a help session. So the ninth term of the sequence is going to be, let me find my little highlighter. I got lost for a minute. The ninth term of the sequence is going to be some relationship to the n minus 1 term of the sequence. So let's just keep in mind that this ninth term is really n, and so n minus 1 means replace this with the term before it, 8. N is 9, n minus 1 means 8. And now we're back to order of operations. So I'm going to rewrite this. B of my n number is 9 equals -8 minus 2 times 8. Okay, so now we're down to order of operations again. However, this minus sign means that I'm taking away this much. I'm going to change this minus sign to add the opposite because it helps my brain. I'm now going to do order of operations, which means I multiply before I add. -2 times 8 is -16. -8 plus -16 is -24. So my ninth term is -24, and that's what I would type into Khan Academy. Khan Academy has a little calculator on this one, so you can click the calculator button, similar to Desmos, and then go ahead and do that math if you don't have a calculator on you. Okay, find the fourth term of the sequence. A little bit more quickly this time. If it wants the fourth term, and this is my n number, then my n minus 1 that they want means I'm supposed to substitute a 3 into this function. Then I have C of 4. C of 4 is -7 plus 6 times 3. Order of operations tells me to multiply first, so I'll have a -7 plus 18, 6 times 3, and then -7 plus 18, I believe, is 11. So I would type 11 into Khan Academy. Those are two examples. You'll notice I did not use these tables at all. They're there for us to think about the sequences, but in these two problems, the two on the left, it's not, uh-oh, did my computer freeze again? We have a problem. There we go. Well, I thought it was going to work. I'm going to save this video. I'm too far into it. What are you doing? I don't need you. Okay. So now we're on to our final two problems. Okay. So in this problem on the left, I will use this table, and in this problem on the right, I will use this table. And if you get out a scrap sheet of paper and you build anything remotely similar to this table, you will have an easier time with this style of problem. Okay, this says a sub 1 equals 20. So this fancy notation just means the first term is 20, and I'm going to put a 20 in this table. And this says that the nth term is the term before it minus 17. So this is telling me that I take the term before it and I apply the common difference of minus 17 every time. That's how I'm reading this. This is the nth term, and this is the one that is before it. So if we think again, just as a reminder, that maybe 3 is our nth term, this says find the third term, then we need the n minus 1 term, minus 17. So it says take this term, subtract 17, you get to this term. Looks like we won't even need that common difference. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. My 20th term would be the one before my second term, and if I subtract 17, I get to 3. 20 minus 17, yep. Okay, and 3 minus 17 is -14. It asks for the third term of the sequence. I started with the first term, I followed my common difference, and I got it. It's -14. Over here, I'm going to do this one down here. A sub 1 equals -2. Okay, my first term is -2. That's not how you spell -2. Silly. There we go. Okay, and our nth term is the one before it minus 5. So I know that I should be taking the term before it and subtracting 5. The question is for the fourth term, so we're looking for this answer right here. And let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, the first term is -2. Take the term before it and subtract 5. So -2 minus 5 is -7. -7 minus 5 is -12. And -12 minus 5 is -17. So in this one, the fourth term in the sequence would be -17. All right, I hope that helped today. Good luck.